Alright guys, today we're going to talk about comparing decimals. So when we talk about decimals, we know from our place value that we have tenths, hundredths, and thousandths. We're going to focus on tenths and hundredths today. So anytime we have our decimals that have the same place value, they're really easy to compare. If I have 8 tenths and 5 tenths, it's fairly easy to see 8 tenths is obviously more. Okay, if they're both in the hundredths, if I have 25 hundredths and 32 hundredths, then 32 hundredths is going to be more. Now it gets tricky when we have one number that goes to the tenths place and another that goes to the hundredths place. So I've drawn on the board a hundredths grid and a tenths grid. So I've got 100 little pieces here and I've got 10 pieces here. You can see that my whole is about the same size. So if I wanted to shade in 1/10 on my tenths grid, I would shade in 1 bar. If I wanted to shade in the same amount on my hundredths grid, I would shade in 10 of my little sections. So you can see that we've got 1/10, which we would write like this, and then we have 10 hundredths. Now you may notice that 10 hundredths looks very similar to 1/10, except we have a 0. Anytime we're dealing with decimals, we can just add zeros and the value doesn't change. Okay? This is also equivalent to 100 thousandths. They are all the same. So, if I were to give you 2 decimals that you would have to shade in, let's say we have 17 hundredths and 2 tenths. We would need to shade in each one. So I've already shaded in 10. So now I've got 17 of my hundredths shaded in. I've already shaded in 1/10, so I'm going to shade my next tenth. So I can look at my 2 pictures and see that this one has more shaded in. So that means that 2 tenths is greater than 17 hundredths. I can also compare these by if I write them like this, I look at each place value spot. If I look at my 1 spot, I still have zeros, so that doesn't help me any. But then my decimals are lined up. I look to my next spot. I have a 1 and a 2. So that means 2 tenths is a larger decimal. All right. So on your own, on your paper to the right side, I want you to answer these questions. I want you to compare using greater than, less than, or equal to. So I've drawn a circle in between them. So I want you to copy down the whole thing and use your greater than, less than, or equal sign to answer those. All right.